You are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It has been a while since I've done one of these sessions. First thing I need to do is probably put my phone on Do Not Disturb so nobody bothers me while I'm on the session. But today is all about the lease purchase program. Why did I choose this topic? I chose this topic because I see a lot of errors that are being made. I see a lot of company drivers trying to become owner operators, but um, there are I feel like we need to do a better job at educating people on the lease operators, when to become a lease operator or owner operator, lease purchase program, when not to, who should sign up for a lease purchase program, who should not sign up for a lease purchase program. um, and then things to look out for when you are signing a lease purchase program, because the ads that I see and the people that I consult that have fallen for such traps, it really hurts me to see that. And I think that the only thing that I could do is maybe try to go on live stream and try to educate people as best as I can what to look out for. So the lease purchase program, who should go into a lease purchase program, guys? Very, very important. Only two categories of people should be going under the lease purchase program. Number one is if you have bad credit or mediocre credit. Okay, if you have your 700s or 800 credit, you should not be signing a lease purchase program. Okay, the second thing, okay, is if you do not have the deposit. So when you're buying a truck from a dealership, they usually want 20-30% down. $100,000 truck, you're going to need to be put down at least $25,000 for it. A $200,000 truck, you're probably looking at about $40,000 as a deposit. So if you cannot come up with that deposit and you really want to become an owner operator, then your pathway is the lease purchase program. Okay, so please, watch out for this. Don't go into a lease purchase program if you have the big down payment and if you have um, the credit to back up. Why? Because at the end of the day, having flexibility to go into different companies is better than working for just one company. Even we here at ET Transport, we offer a lease purchase program, right? One of the conditions is that when you're leasing one of our trucks, you can only work for our company. So if you can, okay, and you can purchase a truck from the dealership, it's best to buy the truck at the dealership and then have that flexibility. Um, so is right now the right time? I get this, second most popular question is, Ronen, should I do it now or should I want to become an owner operator. Should I do it now or should I wait? Is now a good time or should I wait? Obviously, you guys have seen a lot of the videos that I produce and other people producing, and we talk a lot about, that the headlines are all about a recession, all about, our market collapsing, all about, freight rates are coming down, freight rates are, all-time lows. Is now a good time to buy? Now, I would have to say that it all depends on the company that you are with. Okay. So, for example, here at ET Transport, mileage wise, whether you take us back a year and a half or you take us back 2 years or right now, our owner operators and lease operators are still producing 10,750 miles a month, all the way to 12,000 miles per month. That has not changed. Okay. If you are at a company where your mileage has significantly decreased, so if you are at a company that used to give you 11,000 miles and now you're running 9,000 barely, you're fighting for loads, you're calling dispatch constantly to dispatch you out, that is a sign that you should not be purchasing a truck and you should not add on a truck to that fleet. Okay, so very good indicators is how you're being dispatched, and talk to the lease operators, talk to the owner operators that are, at our company or other companies. Like if you are a driver that wants to come on board with ET Transport or a different company, when you see other drivers at truck stops, talk to them, ask them, how is your mileage? Are you still being run? Are you fighting for loads? Drivers are usually very open with one another. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is red flags, and then I'm going to start taking questions from the audience. Okay. So red flags. Remember when you are going in for a lease purchase program, the first thing you need to see is the purchase price of that unit. Okay, you cannot buy a 2020 Freightliner Cascadia for $120,000. Okay, that does not make sense. The retail value of a Freightliner Cascadia today, of 2020, is about $40,000 to $50,000. That's what you need to be paying for it under a lease purchase program. So many times when I ask for the bill of sale, when I ask for their lease agreement, a lot of the times these lease purchase programs, they don't even have a bill of sale attached to it. They just have, monthly payments, $3,400 a month for the next 48 months. And then I ask them, what year did you buy it? He's like, oh, I'm driving a 2018. How in the world did you pay $120,000 for a 6 or 7 year old truck? The things have to make sense, and you need to ask questions. Okay, so I hate seeing that people are getting into a lease purchase program. It's a never ever plan. The amount of money people are paying for for the truck is well above the retail value of that truck, and that's not what a lease purchase program is meant for. The truck has to be sold to you at fair market value. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is interest rates. Okay. You need to know interest rates, what you are paying for a truck. Now, yes, the lease purchase program will probably have higher interest rates, around 10, 11, maybe 9%, depending on the truck that you choose. But you should not be paying 22, 24, 26%. That's not what it's meant for. Okay, if you're paying 24, 25, or 26%, you will never ever own that truck. Okay, remember, I mean, in the US, I feel like it's more of this never ending rental. And you need to find yourself a company that's actually going to give you the ability to own the truck after the 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, depending on the duration of that. Depending on the duration of that lease agreement. Now, remember, a few keywords I'm going to give you, okay? And remember this well, save this note. Walk away equals garbage. Remember that, okay? Anytime you see a promotion, an ad, when it says walk away lease, automatically equals garbage. Okay, why do I say that? When you are able to walk away, that means that the company just wants to reel you in. They want you to work for your 6, 7, 8, 9 months or whatever it is. Some guys will last a year, other guys will last 2 years, but you will never end up owning the truck. Remember that. Okay, and that's not the goal of this. You're not getting into a never-ending rental unit. Okay, now also I have to caution you, no money down equals a scam. If somebody's willing to put you into their truck, okay, with no money down, usually means the same thing. They just want to lure you in. They want to get you in working as a company driver / lease operator. In your mind, you think you're an owner operator, but it's really not like that. Okay, nobody is going to give you a truck with zero money down for you to drive and own at the end of the day. Okay, if you want a good lease program out there, the good ones out there, there are good ones out there. Usually you're going to see that there's no such thing as a walkaway lease. It's actually you purchasing a truck, you owning a truck, and after 36 months, that ownership needs to get flipped into your name, and that's the real lease purchase program. All right. Now, another thing we're going to talk about before I start taking questions from people, the last thing I'm going to talk about is gross versus mileage pay under a lease purchase program. So remember, mileage pay is what I like. Mileage pay, the owner operator, the lease operator could care less about the economy. They don't care about, rates going up, rates going down, a recession. They don't care about empty or loaded miles. Guys in a lease purchase program or owner operators that work under a mileage paid system, you get paid for every single mile that you drive. You have a lot more, I would say it's a lot more stable income. Yes, you're not going to have the advantages of the highs, when the market goes up. But I mean, we've seen it the last 18 months. It's been all downhill. So the guys that are getting paid per mile, those are the guys winning right now. Okay, those are the ones with the stable paychecks. Those are the ones with the consistent earnings. Okay, they could care less if somebody dispatches them 200-300 miles to go empty. to pick up a load. Why? Because they're getting paid for every single mile. And also, it's more secure and better quality companies. The good quality companies, they're all on mileage paid systems. Okay. Now, going into the US, I know that the US, it's very popular for the gross paying, but there are disadvantages to working under gross. Number one, you have huge fluctuations in rates. You could be doing one day alone. Those are mostly off the open board systems. Their gross mileage, so it's 85/15 or 80/20. Sometimes the trailer is included, sometimes the trailer is not included, but the rates fluctuate a lot in the open market. You don't get paid for your empty miles. You never know if somebody is skimming from the top. So, for example, let's say a broker paid the company you're working for, $2,000 on a load, and you are being told that it's getting paid at $1,800. Well, somebody just skimmed $200 off the top, and you will never find the ends on where they meet. Some people say, "Oh, but I received the confirmation." Well, you know what? It's really easy, especially with today's technology, to edit that confirmation and make it $200 less than it actually is. So skimming from the top is very, very common in our industry. It's very common when working for gross earnings, and I highly caution people on working for gross earnings, especially in a downfall economy. Okay, so now I'm going to leave the questions for, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I'd love to answer some of your questions. What's the national average right now for dry vans? I think it's about 205 per mile. It's not the greatest. For flatbeds, I think it's around $2.45. And for the reefers, it's about $2.28 per mile. What does it take to be an owner operator with ET Transport? So all you got to do, if you have your own truck, reach out to our recruiters. They'll be able to recruit you. It's about 5-year-old trucks is what we want to see, 5-year-old or newer. Yeah, you can work either out of our Concord, Ontario location, out of Moncton, New Brunswick, or you can work for ET Motor Freight, and ET Motor Freight is the US to US division. Okay. Walk away equals garbage. Somebody started that. Yes, it does. Remember that. Okay. Always remember, you see that in a advertising campaign right away. Walk away equals nonsense. Okay. You don't need to have a mechanic on duty. Most companies lease. You don't need to have mechanical on duty. Most companies lease. Okay. Van is for, okay, I won't say the word. How much do you guys ask for a down payment or deposit? So for us, it goes based on years. So it depends on the year that you choose. So if it's 2023, for example, it's going to be $15,000. If it's 2022, it's going to be 12.5. If it's a 2021, it's probably going to be around $10,000. So every year has its purchase price and has its down payment, and we do the financing for it. Good afternoon. And the lease pay is the equivalent of you having put down 40K, but that 40K is simply added on to the buyout. Why wouldn't that be a good deal? It would not be a good deal. 40K, I mean, if you're buying a 3-4-year-old truck and there's 40K buyout, that truck is probably not going to be worth 40K. An 8-year-old truck, nobody's going to be buying it for 40K. So you're not going to end up owning that truck. Our lease purchase programs at most have a $10,000 buyout, but usually I like to do the ones with a $1 buyout, a 2022 or a 2023 or a 2021. That would be the way to go for me. There's other owner operators that are very successful in the lease purchase program. They just do short haul. They're home every weekend. They sleep one night at home also during the week. They do 500-mile radius, 550-mile radius. And, I post their paychecks on all our platforms. They probably end up taking home around $5,000 or $6,000 every 15 days, and they're happy, and we're happy as a company. Hey, Ronen, wanted to say thank you for the quality videos. They really do help put out. Thank you very much. I mean, Edward, I appreciate the positive feedback. I try to do the best in order to educate people, and put out some good quality videos for sure is what I go for. Thank you for the positive feedback. What does it take to be a lease operator here at ET Transport? So our for us, for you to be a lease operator here at ET Transport, you do need minimum 3 years of experience. I know some companies ask for 2 years. We like the 3 years of experience. You need a clean driving record, ability to cross the border. If you're in the US, it's different. In Canada, you need the ability to cross the border. In the US, you just need a good driving record, some great references for people, for your past company to say some good stuff about you. And yeah, you would be able to purchase a truck and also produce. We want to make sure that you're able to produce the mileage. If you buy a truck, who sends your title? If you buy a truck, who sends your title? I don't understand the question. Ronen has saved me from so many scams in Brampton. Thank you, Mr. Singh. I try to do my best. And there's a lot of scams happening in our industry right now. And I mean, I would love nothing more than to help a lot of people out to try to avoid. I am the son of a truck driver, and I've seen my father get scammed a few times in my life, when I was much younger. So I promised myself that when I grow up, when I started running this company, for me, if I can save people or help anybody in any way, shape, or form, I would do that. So appreciate the positive comment. Any other comments, guys, about lease purchase programs? Doesn't have to be about ET Transport's lease purchase program. Remember, there are red flags. You need to look out for certain things. What year truck ET Transport has for the lease program? Thank you for the videos. Camilo, the lease purchase programs, we have the 2020s, 2021s, 2022s. I think all the way up to 2023s right now we have. It all depends on yourself. So somebody with, I'll give you an example. Somebody with younger children, or, like myself, I have, 2 young ones at home. And for me, for example, it'd be very important to be home every second night to do my resets at home. Somebody like that, I would probably tell them to take advantage of, a little bit of an older truck, the 2020s or 2021s. I would tell them, spend your home time. Don't be on the road for so long. Take advantage of the low monthly payments. And then you'd get to own that truck after 3 years. If you are running long haul, your kids are older, you don't need to be home, you're not tied down to anything, then I'd probably tell you get into a 2022 or 2023, have your down payment and have your peace of mind for the next 2 or 3 years working as a lease operator. Hey, Ronen, for flatbed owner operators in ET, we need our own trailers, or ET provides. So your pay package here is inclusive of your trailer. So a trailer is provided for you. It's included with your tolls. We pay for the tolls. We pay for the insurance. We pay for the plates. We pretty much pay for everything. The only thing that you pay for would be your quarterly IFTA. You have a disability insurance and a buy-down insurance if you choose to. Some people don't want the disability insurance, and some people don't want the buy-down insurance. But if you choose to, and that's pretty much it. That's the only deductions you have. All of our pay statements, I post them online. Not all, but some of the pay statements I post online. You can see all the deductions. It's very, very transparent here. There's no hidden fees that we have. So on your dry van side, do you deal with a lot of hazmat, or do they stay away from that? In the US, I would say we don't have as much hazmat. In the Canadian division, we do have hazmat going across the border. Yes. Why don't you accept old, well-maintained trucks? I find that old, well-maintained trucks, there is a problem with fuel consumption. And if my truck does 8 miles per gallon and your truck does 6 miles per gallon, I don't see people being so profitable at 6 miles per gallon. It means that you're spending probably $2,000 a month more than I'm spending on my trucks. Again, in the flatbed division, we do have owner operators with older trucks. I also have a few exceptions in the van and reefer division that have older, well-maintained trucks. I guess it would be on a case-by-case basis for the owner-operator positions. I'm willing and I'm open to discussion about that. Raj Shawnee has been working with ET Transport since May 2020. Raj, thank you very much. I mean, feel free to leave a comment below just to let people know what is it actually like to work at ET Transport. Raj, if you can just give a comment. You've been here since 2022. What is it like working? I mean, give us some of the bad. I'd love to hear some of the bad from you. Give us something. If you had a magic wand that you can change a few things about ET Transport, what would it be? Don't worry, you can say it as it is. Don't be just let people have it. I'll read out the comments. Hello, Ronan. I wanted to work in your company. I live in Edmonton. Can I be onboarded? Thanks. Dickie, if you are looking into a lease purchase program, I can definitely, you can reach out to me and I would talk to you about it. If you're as a company driver, there is currently about a 2 or 3 month waiting list to come into ET Transport. Under the lease purchase program, you can come in to ET Transport. But again, like I said, there is a deposit that needs to be made, and you need to understand that it's not a walk-away lease. I can go over it more in detail with you on the phone. Can I lease on my 79 Kenworth with ET Transport? Yes, it depends which division you're in. As long as it's in good shape, I'd love, and the weight, it's not too heavy. Then it should be fine. My question was based on brand new trucks, $255,000. Base price, $1,250 semi-monthly. 7-year term, $90,000 buyout. This is where the $40K down is just put into the buyout instead of upfront. $255,000 base price for which truck is that? That seems to me outrageous. Okay, $255,000 in today's market. You can pick up trucks today for 210, 220. Why 255,000? I have no clue. Maybe it has a diesel APU unit. Maybe it has warranties up to wazoo, but 255,000. I mean, you can walk into a brand new truck today for 210, 220. That's what I mean by competitive pricing. Like if you're paying 255, you're gonna stay there for 7 years. You're never buying out that truck. Ronen, I applied to the lease program with you guys, but I haven't received any answer yet. How long usually take to start the process? Camilo, if you can CC me into your next email to the recruiting department, CC sponsorship at ettransport.ca. I'll get the email and I'll make sure that you are somebody's getting back to you. Is it good to have your own authorities? Yes, guys. For those of you that want their own authorities, you guys are more than welcome to take a course that we put together. It's a dispatch course. It teaches you everything from start to finish about your authorities, about dispatching yourself. Our dispatch course is where's my module? Dispatch course. It gives you an overview of the introduction to the trucking industry. It gives you an overview on regulations and authorities, the technology, the role of the dispatchers, documents in order to move a shipment. I will link it down below. You are more than welcome to go to truckingacademy.us. And also for those of you that are interested in the group sessions or one-on-one sessions, you can find it on truckingacademy.us. If you're in the middle of opening up your own authorities, if you need help with either accounting, safety, dispatching, brokerage, you guys are more than welcome to book a one-on-one consultation with me or my mentorship sessions. I have put it in the comments below. Agreed. Definitely wouldn't be buying out the truck, wouldn't be worth it, but the low monthly and ability to walk away with no penalties if things don't work out is definitely interesting. So that's exactly what I talk about. This whole walk away thing equals bull. Remember my words, walk away equals nonsense. It equals BS. Okay. It's just a way for a company to lure you in to work in a brand new unit, making less money than a company driver. Mark, I actually would recommend maybe you should ask for a couple of references within that company. I actually think I know what company you might be talking about, and they do not have a good reputation for the lease purchase program. Let's continue. Courtney Bratcher. Hey, Courtney, let's chat. Mark. Greg Wordoff. Hey, Greg, okay. Guys, any questions? What ELD company do we use? So we use Samsara. Let's go. $3,500 a month US, no down, no balloon for 5 years. Does that seem fair to you? $3,500 a month. It depends on the truck. I would need to know which truck it is. So $3,500 for the next 5 years would be equivalent to 3,500. Multiply that by 60 months, 5 years. That's $210,000. Is that a brand new unit, brand new out of the box? So I'd like to know a little bit more. What's the best way to become an agent with no experience? I really want to transition from a driver. Are you talking about a freight agent or are you talking about a dispatcher? So if you're talking about a freight broker, /freight agent. We do have a course that is coming out in probably by Monday. So on the 1st, it's actually coming out tomorrow. I can put it in the description. I highly recommend that you sign up to it. It's how to become a freight broker and open up your brokerage company. And it is we've worked on it for the last 6 months and it's being released tomorrow. Ronen, any good company to recommend for 2 years of experience? Actually, I'm afraid of recommending companies. I don't know, which company does a good job or how good of a job for 2 years of experience. There are more than enough companies that hire with 2 years of experience. If it's a new Cascadia, $210,000 US. Today, the price of a brand new Cascadia in the US should be anywhere between $160,000 to $170,000. $210,000 US is outrageous for a brand new Cascadia. Now, it also depends. Are we talking about a 2025 model or are we talking about a 2026 model? That makes a very big difference. Is there a way to schedule a personal call with you? Yes, there is. I can link up my Calendly account below, and then you guys are more than welcome to book either half-an-hour sessions or 45-minute sessions with me. Let me just pull it here in the comments below. It'll appear within the next 2 minutes. Okay, here you go, guys. So my Calendly, you guys are more than welcome to book either a 30-minute session or a 45-minute session with me, as long as my calendar allows for it. I did research, and they say some truck will have DEF alarm issues, and it costs money to diagnosis. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's continue with the comments. Yes, either freight broker or dispatcher. I'm just looking for an opportunity to grow within the industry. Ronald, there is a dispatch course and there's a brokerage course. Okay, so again, our brokerage course will be coming out probably June 1st, which is in a couple of days. I'll link it down below also. Okay, so comment came in about a truck. What's your opinion on International LT 625? To tell you the truth, I'm no expert with it. I don't know. I know what I'm comfortable with. We've tested out a few trucks in our early years. It's what you feel most comfortable with. We are comfortable with the Freightliner Cascadias. We get great fuel mileage from them, maintenance, reliability. I say they're in and out of a shop when something does go wrong fairly quickly. For us, that's our go-to. For me, the discount on, I always look at a 4 or 5-year-old model. So Courtney, I would say, why don't you do a test? Take a 4 or 5-year-old LT International 625 and see what it is that they're selling for at the auctions, the Ritchie Brothers auctions. And if you see that the resale value is good, then I would say, go ahead and get it. Just be careful on the engines that are on it. And then I would compare it to either a Volvo or a Freightliner. My go-to truck is a Freightliner, but again, there are people that have success with the Internationals. Okay. Yesterday I was about to book a load with XX Logistics. Then I checked their Google reviews. I found your review. Thank you. Helped me out a lot. Yes. So I'll tell you, whenever we don't get paid, okay, I usually end up, our accounting department will notify me. If I have to go after freight brokers, shippers, and receivers, if I have to go after their customers, I usually leave a detailed review on their Google platform. So I would tell them, this is the situation, this is what happened, this is how much they tried to deduct from me, or the invoice was never paid, and I'll leave that Google review there. But it does help others, and I'm really grateful. I'm very happy that you stumbled upon that Google review, because it means that it actually helped somebody. So I would recommend that if you are in the same situation where you're not getting paid, that you put down a Google review on somebody who's not paying for you, because that's the only way that we can create awareness in our industry. Just start organizing my business. Can you help me with 3 trucks, let's say 2023? I don't understand your question about helping you. How would you like me to help you? 3, I can consult. I can help you put your company together. I can help you with loads. I can help you with, hiring, recruiting drivers. You should book a if you'd like to proceed. I mean, we posted my Calendly. My calendar that you can book a 30-minute or 45-minute session with me, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Just started organizing. Okay, what would you purchase old trucks? Why you purchase old trucks? I don't purchase old trucks. Is it possible to start trucking business? I don't want to drive. What are my options? Your options are to take a dispatch course. If you'd like, you can take our dispatch course. It'll probably be the best $200 you've ever spent in your life. It consists of 10 modules, and it is probably 10 hours long, and it'll give you some options. It'll help you set up your company or a dispatch service, whichever one. But former drivers, I highly recommend, that a pathway to dispatching, a pathway to freight brokering might be a good option for you if you'd like to come off of the steering wheel. As a business owner, what is your thoughts on limiting the use of personal conveyance here in the USA? It depends. Is somebody with a loaded trailer or without a loaded trailer? So if somebody's with a loaded trailer using personal conveyance, going in the same direction as their delivery, that might be a little bit of a problem. So I'm not for it. Can a driver, be allowed to go to Walmart, be allowed to do whatever he wants? Absolutely. He should be able to. So that's really my opinion. Ronen, you think after taking the broker course might help land a job as a freight broker? Absolutely. So I've actually in that freight brokerage course, we've actually put together 10 companies that recruit new freight brokers getting into the business, either freight agents or freight brokers. So yes, I actually think that you can get yourself a job as a freight broker doing that course. As a business owner, what is your thoughts on limit? Sorry, I already read that. Sorry, I think my uncle is just lying to me. He says once a truck have used. Okay, I don't know that. Okay, Ronen, I have a team driver. Could you hire as company drivers from Edmonton? I could. It all depends on how. It all depends how often they would need to be home. Again, you can reach me directly, and we can go over it. Does ET Transport lease program accept teams, Montreal, California weekly trips? No, we do not have Montreal to California weekly trips. This is not the company for it. So if that's Nilo, if that's what you're looking for, then it's not something that we have. Did I face problem not getting load on a good price, or it's common problem? It's a very common problem. The rates are down right now. So I think that what you're facing is very common in our industry. What should be a carrier packet? What should be in the carrier packet? We do have on truckingacademy.us, guys. If you ever need any documents, contracts, HR agreements, broker, carrier contract, the shipper carrier agreement, all that you can find on truckingacademy.us. Okay, so that's the website that I put together every time I needed a document and I got it. So I uploaded it over there, and I'm giving everybody access to it. So any contract, any agreement that you can think of in our industry, it's posted up there. Now, that's also where we host all of our courses. So either the freight broker course or the dispatch course, it's all hosted on truckingacademy.us. So back to your question about carrier packet, there is something there with carrier packets, full service lease versus ownership. Ronen, on the dispatch course, you train on how to manage the trucking company the way you do it with ET Transport. It's very hard. I mean, managing a fleet of over 100 power units and 3 terminals is a lot probably harder than it is to manage 1, 2, or 3. But your bones and your structure has to be correct in order to build on it. If you don't have a good foundation, then it will collapse. A lot of the trucking companies, especially the 0 to 10 trucks, have collapsed and are collapsing, and that's because their structure is not correct. They haven't zoomed in on fuel consumption. They haven't zoomed in on lowering operational costs. Truck drivers, there's some drivers that will cost you 70 cents a mile on fuel, and you can have the exact same truck with a different driver on it, and it's going to cost you 55 cents per mile on fuel. That's something that you as fleet owners, you as owner operators, you need to track all that. Right, that's something that we teach in our dispatch course. I think it's very important. that you know your cost per mile, your rate per mile. But that's really you need to know all this. Okay, it is 2:35, guys. I've scheduled it for half an hour. I went 5 minutes over. If anybody has any last comments or concerns or a question that you want me to answer, why don't you just put it down below? I do feel left out every time I listen to you because you're genuinely the best. Thank you, Wesley. I really appreciate the positive feedback. For those of you that can, if you could just take a second and give this video a thumbs up, maybe put a comment down below. It'll help the Google algorithm for other people to watch it and to see it. I would appreciate it if you just take a second or two, just give this video a thumbs up or this live session a thumbs up. It'd be very helpful. I have 10 trucks. Can you help me get good loads? Again, I would need to know a little bit more about your fleet. 10 trucks. Where do you reside, or where's your home terminal? What's the full form of ET? Full form. I don't understand what that means. Full form of ET. Extraterrestrial, you mean? Enjoyed it. Jamie, thank you very much for putting down a comment and giving this video a thumbs up, this live. Guys, thank you again, everybody, for joining these live sessions. I really appreciate it. I will try to do it a little bit more frequent. I have done it in the past, just talking about a certain topic. This topic was all about the lease purchase program. Again, if you need my help, please, guys, reach out to me. Don't get into a lease purchase program, without knowing the ins and outs. If you want me to review your contract, if you want some advice about it, I'd be more than happy to do it. Again, you guys have my calendar. You're more than welcome to book a session with me. If it does help, I can even put there a 15-minute session with me. I can pretty quickly go over, something, or if you just have a quick question and you don't need a full half hour, or if you don't need a full 45 minutes, you guys are more than welcome to just, I'll add another 15-minute session to my calendar that you guys can just, ask a question. Thank you guys again, and we will be in touch. Bye, guys.